Hello, and welcome to the beginning of a new series. As the title suggests, this is map making, Minecraft map making, whatever I titled it. I'm going to try my hand, again, at making a Minecraft map. So someone who's been on my channel for a while may possibly know that I have indeed tried this before in the form of Adventure Map Time, but we know how that ended. It ended in a whimper. Let's forget about it. Meh. So, I'm going to try this again with a fresh perspective. And we're going to see how this turns out. So, map making. Map making, map making, map making. I love the idea of map making. I really do. I think it would be so fun and so rewarding to make Minecraft maps. So why haven't I done them? Why don't I do them? Why haven't I got a load of maps? Why don't I make maps if that's what I want to do? Well, there are a few answers to that, because I was asked this question the other day, like, why don't you make maps? First off, map making is very time consuming. It requires a lot of effort, it requires a lot of motivation, and it requires a lot of patience, okay? Now, I am by nature very lazy, very unmotivated, and very impatient, which is a terrible mix, it really is. But on top of all that, I have a YouTube channel, and the thing with that is you have to kind of maintain that YouTube channel, and going off and running off making maps is a surefire way to kill your channel. And I don't want to kill my channel because I like my channel, and it is in itself very fun and very rewarding to do. So that's why I don't do maps. But a solution to that, a solution to this conundrum is to make videos of map making. Now I'm excited here. I'm excited because I've been wanting to do this map for a really, really long time, and it's only recently that I have deemed it plausible to do. In Minecraft's current state, I think it's doable. In previous Minecraft versions, I don't think I could have done it, but I'm fairly confident that I can do it now to the potential that I want it to be done. So what is this map about? I wanted to pick something unconventional, something that hasn't been done before, and I'm fairly confident that I have something here. So this map is probably best described as the love child of 3 different map genres. So the first genre is the CTM, okay? So capture the monument, in a way. This is probably the loosest of the genres, but I see a link here. So CTM. Another one, and this is probably the main of the genres that it's most like, Skyblock. Now, I consider Skyblock its own genre because there are actually a lot of variations. It could also be called the Survival Island, but it's more similar to Skyblock in this situation. And the final genre is the good old adventure. Yes, adventure, exclamation mark, because it's adventure. So these 3 genres merged into one. First things first, this is all I have done so far. I am starting completely from scratch. I have nothing prepared yet. But more importantly, I'm using plugins. This actually isn't completely vanilla. That's not to say the map isn't completely vanilla. There won't be any plugins required for the map because that would just be stupid. I'm using World Edit and Voxel Sniper to help with terrain creation and just moving massive structures around all over the place without having to use MC Edit. So these are just helper plugins. They're not required by the map or anything. So these 2 plugins are fairly easy to use. I'm not a master in them or anything, and I'm not going to give a tutorial, but I might explain bits and bobs here and there. So the axe is for World Edit, and the arrow and the gunpowder is for Voxel Sniper. Now, World Edit is probably best described as MC Edit, kind of. It doesn't have filters or anything, but it has the same ability to select 2 points, to select a keyboard region, and then you can kind of like cut, copy, paste and stuff. So for instance, if I left click here and then I right click here, that will select a cuboid region. So the cuboid region is from this point to this point, okay? And if I were to type this, okay, so slash slash, because WorldEdit uses 2 slashes, and I would go copy, that would copy whatever is in the selection, so inside this cuboid region. And if I were to come over here, okay, and type slash slash paste, again the slash slash indicates that we're using WorldEdit, that will copy and paste the selection over there. So you can do this with clone, but that is just a really, really basic example, and you can do a lot more with this. Now, Voxel Sniper is a little bit more tricky to start with. It's pretty easy to use, but the commands are a little bit confusing at first. But basically what it allows you to do is paint landscapes. It's similar to like a paint program, but with blocks. And it's very fun to use once you've got the hang of it. So as an example, what you can do with it, if I select the arrow and I shift click and I left click whilst looking at a block, so you don't need to be near the block, I can be really far away from the block, you just have to be looking at it, and I left click while shifting, whilst holding the arrow, you'll see that it says voxel 1 stone. So what that's done is it's changed the voxel brush to stone as a material. Now if I were to shift and right click with the arrow, that will actually change the replace material to stone as well. So what this means is the brush that you're painting with is stone, but the only block that it can replace is stone. So kind of pointless. So let's change that. Now you can do these, most of the stuff you have to do manually with the commands, but that's kind of just like one of the shortcuts. So if I type VR, so voxel replace, air, that will turn the replace material to air. Now /B will change the brush and the brush size and stuff, but we're just going to change the brush size to something like 10, okay? And if I go BVMM, I'm not going to try to explain what these all mean. That will basically change what kind of brush it is. So you can have cubes, you can have spheres and all that jazz. So if I can actually right click on this block right now. Oh, that doesn't work. Ah, I messed up. Okay, I did mess up. I kind of entombed myself in stone. Okay, that brush was a little bit too big. So let's change that to 3. Okay, so maybe I'll actually give a proper example now. There we go. Yeah, 10 is kind of enormous and was completely unnecessary, but if I just right click, it will replace the air with these little cubes. So you can kind of like, this is a bad example because this is a bad brush to use because cubes are ugly, but you know, if you just right click with the arrow, once you've set all the brushes up, you can just start painting basically. So it's very fun, and I'm actually going to make a little bit of a flatter area because this cube is pointless. So let me get to that. And now we have this discussing platform to work with. Hooray! So I should probably explain more about the map because I've been vague, and I'm doing it on purpose because I don't want to overload you with information, nor do I want to overload myself with information. I'm going to kind of drip feed you information. So as you may have noticed, or maybe not, because it's not too obvious, I suppose, but we are in space. We are floating in the middle of a vacuum, and it is fantastic. We should probably put a helmet on, actually, but oh well. I'm invincible, I don't need it. So yes, we are floating in the middle of space, and this is important because this is one of the major themes of the map. So let me set the scene. There has been a disaster. A very, very big disaster. Not an apocalypse, not even an extinction. This is Planetary. Your homeland has been annihilated. It is no more, and yeah, the Death Star came along and it pewed, and your homeland is dead. Your planet is destroyed, and you are the final, not the final, but you are the last survivor. You are the only remnant of your people left, and you are in the destroyed rubble floating in space. So what we need here is a destroyed planet. I'm really sorry about that, by the way, but, you know, your homeland has to be destroyed. That lovely seed that you were playing on just 5 minutes ago, it is now gone, and I'm really sorry about it. But, yeah, what we're going to do here is we're going to create the destroyed remains of your beautiful seed, your beautiful world, your beautiful homeland. Now, I want this to be made of something really, really worthless, and you'll understand soon, and you may be able to guess now, but yeah, really, really worthless, and I have picked dirt, because that is just the most pointless thing in existence. So let's set the brushes up. So I think it's B-ball, MM, yes, that's it, and let's just place this down for ease, and we'll go there, and VRA. Okay, so now, if I were to click here, it will create a ball, or a sphere, whatever you want to call it, where I click, so that's really cool. Oh, will you look at my big flaming space boulder? That is a nice flaming space boulder. So yeah, this is the wreckage that I've made, and I think it looks pretty good for what I want. Take note, it's meant to look like crap. But let's talk a little bit more about the map. I've said that it's lending themes from a few genres, specifically Skyblock, so allow me to explain the similarities between those two, but also the differences. In Skyblock, you're placed in a similar position, floating on a tiny piece of dirt in the middle of nowhere. The goal there is to take what little resources you do have and build up your own personal airborne abode along the way. In this regard, the map I envision is like Skyblock. You can think of this flaming wreckage as your hub. Simply put, it is your mission to rebuild this ruined planet in your own image. However, there is a difference. Whereas Skyblock is focused on utilising Minecraft's tech tree to progress, this map is focused on exploration and adventure to thrive. As I've already said, this is space themed, and it's space themed for a reason. Whilst your base mission is to repair this planet, there is nothing on the planet. In order to progress, you must explore the cosmos, find other planets, stars, civilizations, resources, and quests to aid you in your revival mission. But this marks the end of this episode, so I plan to format this series in a similar fashion to how I approach my usual videos. Each episode I'll focus on a specific thing, be it a feature I'm working on, building something, or just explaining things, like how this first episode is an explanation of my plans and an introduction to the series. So if you enjoyed, let me know with a like or a comment or whatever. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.